Climate change is one of the most serious challenges facing our world. The choices we all make every day, from how we get to work to the way we travel on holiday, affect the planet we will entrust to future generations. As a leading international business and transport provider, Stagecoach Group recognises that it is also our responsibility. We can help protect the environment by encouraging people to reduce car use and get on board public transport. And we are also working hard to reduce our own carbon footprint.
The environment's becoming a very important issue for our customers, and therefore it has to become a very important issue for Stagecoach, because people are making decisions, lifestyle decisions, about using buses and using trains to reduce their carbon footprint. So if we can reduce the carbon footprint of the bus, improve the fuel consumption, then we become much more attractive as an alternative for people to use as part of their planning. Recently there was a table showing what was the most environmentally friendly forms of transport, and I'm pleased to say that Megabus for a trip to London was the highest rating of the whole survey.
Stagecoach is driving forward its strategy of offering greener travel and building an environmentally sustainable business across 5 different areas. Green travel incentives, carbon neutral travel, energy efficient facilities, recycling initiatives, renewable fuels and cleaner engines.
We've got a number of pilot schemes and experiments that we're running at the moment. One of them, of course, is the biofuel experiment here in Kilmarnock, where we're recycling cooking oil and fat and using it to fuel the buses.
The biobus project is basically taking 8 buses which run in standard ultra-low sulphur diesel and converting them to run in biodiesel. Emissions are reduced by up to 82%. It's a significant saving and a real improvement for the community. It's not only a groundbreaking initiative by cutting CO2 emissions, but it's actually what the biodiesel is manufactured from. It's manufactured from waste food products within the food industry. So there's no compromise on food production. The householders use the bottles which we've supplied. They will fill that with the waste cooking oil, take it to the recycling centre. They'll deposit the waste oil there, and in return they'll receive a £20 discount, which they can redeem on any local bus service within the Kilmarnock area.
Thank you.
It reduces, over the term of the project, carbon emissions by about 960 tonnes. We hope to divert about 20 tonnes of waste cooking oil out of landfill sites. I think it's fair to say the biobus project has won over the hearts and minds of the communities in which we operate. Customers are very, very enthusiastic about it. It sparked off a whole different range of recycling and environmental issues within the community. Many of the schools which are served by the service have now introduced environmental days, where the students are challenged to come up with different ways of reducing their carbon emissions and different aspects of recycling that can be used. So it's been really, really well received.
We think it's important to find biofuel alternatives. Here we're asking people to take a product that's a nuisance to them and recycle it, and from that we can actually fuel the buses. And the refinery in Wishaw is producing enough that we could actually run all the buses in Scotland on biofuel.
More than 2,200 express services a week operate in and out of the Ferrytoll Park and Ride facility near Inverkeithing, offering a convenient alternative to the car. Ferrytoll already takes more than 170,000 cars off the Forth Road Bridge every year, saving 1,500 tonnes in CO2.
I think it's very important for public transport to be in the forefront of the green revolution. People are not going to leave their cars and then go on a bus that's polluting. So one of the schemes we have is, with the Park and Ride in Fife, is to buy enough trees. So if you take your car into that Park and Ride, you're not only saving all the carbon from the car, but the bus is a carbon neutral journey that you're making.
Stagecoach is working with the charity Global Trees to offset bus carbon emissions by planting trees in the south of Scotland.
The initiative between Global Trees and Stagecoach will see the newly planted trees absorb around 4,300 tonnes of carbon dioxide per year. There are around 140,000 trees being planted across 60 hectares, and these trees will absorb the carbon emissions from the buses which transport people between Edinburgh and Fife. The Global Trees partnership with Stagecoach is a fantastic initiative, and it's a first for Scotland. It genuinely makes the services carbon neutral, and that will hopefully act as an inspiration and a beacon for others to follow.
Homes, offices and industrial facilities consume significant amounts of the global energy supply. They are also responsible for indirect emissions that contribute to global warming. Minimising these emissions and making our facilities more efficient is a key part of Stagecoach's environmental strategy.
Well, Vickers have worked with Stagecoach for many years now, installing energy management systems to control the industrial heating in their depots. The system uses self-learning predictive programming coupled with high-accuracy digital temperature sensing to actually learn the site and run the heating far more efficiently, with the resultant environmental and cost-saving benefits to Stagecoach. Throughout the site, the average savings have been some 36% reduction in gas consumption across 90 sites, which has led to cash savings of some £12,000 a year per branch, but also an environmental benefit of carbon dioxide emissions reductions of some 6,200 tonnes a year.
I think it's a sensible thing to do. It makes sense for us to use energy in an efficient manner. We have a new depot in Inch which is actually heated by geothermal heating, which is what we extract from away under the ground.
The heat in the ground is coming out about 8 or 10 degrees. It then goes into this heat exchanger which boosts it to 35 degrees for the underfloor heating and 65 degrees for the hot water system. And it's quite a simple procedure. And what it's doing is saving on electricity, either be conventional fuels like oil or gas or electric for heating accommodation.
We are also looking to extend the possibility of eco-friendly systems by investigating the feasibility of turbine-assisted power.
We are proud of keeping our buses and trains clean to provide a pleasant travelling environment for our customers. But protecting our environment is even more critical. We realise water is a precious resource, and wasted water means wasted money. That's why we have embarked on a number of initiatives to recycle the water we use.
We have natural water recycling facilities. Water comes off the roof into the storage facilities and also runs off the yard. The yard has been specially contoured to capture this water. This is then used to provide water for the chassis wash and the bus wash facilities.
They're using very little water because the amount of rain you get in this area, especially over the winter months, there's a continuous flow of water going through the system.
South West Trains, which operates more than 1,600 trains a day, has received official accreditation for its environmental management systems at its train care depots. Subsequently, we have replaced all the carriage washing machines across train care depots in the South West, substantially reducing the amount of energy and resources we use.
The carriage wash facility is better for the environment because the chemicals are now being caught in a catchment tray opposed to going straight into the ground, and the water is being recycled.
The new modern washers are more environmentally friendly, using alkaline instead of acid wash and recycling water. The carriage washing facility at Farnham, for instance, recycles 50% of the water used. And at Northam, the base for our state-of-the-art DeZero fleet, the carriage wash has a sophisticated filtration system that deals with grease, chemicals and oil, ensuring 75% of the water can be recycled. We have developed an industry-leading waste segregation and recycling operation at our Wimbledon train care depot.
The idea behind the Garbology project is twofold. It's partly to reduce the cost to the company of sending stuff to landfill, and partly to reduce the effect on landfill and reduce the environmental effect of disposing of unnecessary waste. The type of waste we recycle here is basically scrap metal and waste paper and cardboard. The amount of landfill that this saves each year For last year in particular, we recycled over 200 tonnes of paper and nearly 100 tonnes of scrap metal. We are planning to extend the initiative to Staines, Clapham Junction Depot and Waterloo Station.
Buses and trains produce significantly less emissions than cars. To tackle climate change, we need intelligent car use with an increased shift to public transport. To encourage this, Stagecoach has partnered with a number of major employers to promote green travel incentives. In Manchester, Stagecoach and the Central NHS Trust have launched an initiative designed to get more people out of their cars and onto public transport.
There's massive redevelopment going on this site. Currently there are 3 brand new hospitals being built here. At the end of that programme, our staffing levels will rise from approximately 8,000 today to around 12,000, and that will put much more pressure on our car parking facilities. Stagecoach is the main bus operator in this area of Manchester. We have a partnership with them where they sell us weekly, monthly and annual tickets at a discounted rate. We further discount that rate, sell them on site to our staff. We also have an interest-free loan facility for staff who wish to purchase the annual ticket. And currently we have in the region of 300 tickets being sold each month. That 300 means 300 cars less in our car parking, it's environmentally friendly, helps the trust with its carbon footprint.
Well, we currently have a discounted ticket scheme based on site, which reduces the cost of bus travel. But what we are looking at is a great new innovative scheme, which is called a salary sacrifice. This salary sacrifice scheme works by reducing your gross pay as opposed to your net pay. That means you don't pay tax and national insurance on the cost of the bus ticket, which reduces it by between 30 and 40%. And obviously with such great savings, it's a real incentive for those staff that currently drive to get on the bus and travel to work more sustainably.
The scheme is very popular with the staff. Not only can they use the tickets to travel to and from work, they can use it for their own private use in the evenings and the weekends. It also, I think, encourages people to think more about car use and use the cars more intelligently.
Stagecoach is totally committed to reducing its carbon footprint. At the same time, we've launched exciting and practical eco-friendly initiatives, encouraging people to rely less on the car and make even more journeys by bus and by train.
I think we need to be thinking about doing a lot more of these things in the future because customers are looking for products that are environmentally friendly. More and more people are looking to use the bus, use the train as part of their carbon footprint planning. So when something's important to our customers, it has to be important for us as well.